Valor Mortis surprised everyone at opening night live with its intense-looking combat, stylish historical grotesquerie, and a certain je ne sais quoi, which I believe is French for exploding a zombie's head with your pistol. But here to tell us more about Valor Mortis is game director Radoslav Ratushnik. Hi Radoslav, how are you today?
I'm great, to be honest. Thanks for having me. It's quite some exciting time right now for us because we've been working on this game for the last 2 years, and it's just amazing. The whole reception of the trailer, of the gameplay also is great, and we are very happy to be here at Gamescom and share the news about our title.
I bet it's exciting, and thank you so much for coming to talk to me and nerd about Souls. I'm really excited to dig into it. So you did just reveal the game at opening night live here at Gamescom. You've got playable demos, the booth and things like that. It's a very exciting time. How's that been for you personally and the team?
Well, it's been great so far. I mean, I just mentioned that we put a lot of passion into it, a lot of hard work, and seeing the reactions of the players. I mean, also the genre that we are working on. It's something quite demanding and challenging to make, especially in the first-person perspective that we are working on.
I bet. We'll get onto that in just a second because I want to know more about that. But tell us about Valor Mortis. What is it and what was your development vision for it?
Sure, so Valor Mortis is our most ambitious, the biggest project in One More Level's history. It's a first-person action game, but with a strong, solid Souls-like foundations, but also with some elements of Metroidvania. So you have all the elements that players expect from this genre. So you have stamina-based combat system, checkpoints that are kind of expected also in Souls-likes, but on the other hand you got all stuff connected to the Metroidvania. So you are unlocking some new abilities, you are able to revisit some levels and unlock some new paths, uncover some secrets. And on top of that, there is this Ghost Runner DNA. The pure action excitement is also there. A little bit slower, but it's there.
Okay, I'm very excited. I mean, I'm always glad when there is a checkpoint finally in a Souls game, and also in Ghost Runner as well. Hitting a checkpoint is always very clutch and very satisfying. So, coming back to the first-person perspective, naturally, you guys are drawing quite a lot of attention for that decision. Can you tell me a bit about why you went with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have this experience of creating first-person games, both Ghost Runners were first-person games. And we thought that why not bring this genre, this Souls-like, to the first person, and how it changed the whole perception of it. You know, it's a little bit a challenge, of course, because of in Souls-like you need to check the enemies' animations, the behavior of the enemies. So in the first-person perspective it's a bit tricky, but we have our own way to do it. We have a couple of features that help players understanding their surroundings and also the distance between you and the enemy. And also I think what's very important is that in the first person you feel way more immersed. Like you're not observing your hero from the third person, you are the hero. You feel each strike on you, you feel each dodge when you dodge the bullet by the inches. It's super intense, to be honest, and I think that what kills the genre is the stagnation, and in Valor Mortis we would like to push it forward, to push it for something new, something fresh. Fresh air for Soulslike.
Absolutely. I mean, that makes sense. It does look very brutal, so I'm a little bit excited and also very apprehensive to try and take a bullet to the face, but I'm sure it'd be great. Now, the setting of Valor Mortis kind of reimagines a particularly brutal chapter of history set during the Napoleonic Wars as well. Can you tell us a little bit about why you went with that setting for the time and place? How did you land on that?
Sure. So for us, it was, to be honest, we were looking for a setting that is both grounded but also epic at the same time. And the alternative version of 19th century and Napoleonic Wars specific sounds good for us because there are not many action games, if any, set in this historical period. And it all comes with our dark twist. I mean, there is the corruption that is consuming the world from the inside. we feel that it was something fresh for both for the genre, but also some historical period that is maybe not unexpected, but for sure for the action game it's not expected.
Yeah.
For the gamers. Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, you're right. I can't think of any that are set then, so apologies if there are, but I can't think of any right now. But there are games like maybe Lies of P and Clair Obscur we've had recently that are similar to this, but this feels like a really cool era to kind of explore and develop as well.
Yes, I agree, but there are some games in 19th century that are more set into the Victorian era, like the beginning of 19th century. So we feel good about it. Yeah.
Nice, very cool. We were speaking a little bit backstage about obviously Ghost Runner and yourselves. They're very known for this kind of sci-fi setting, whereas again, Valor Mortis, we're going into Napoleonic 19th century. Personally, have you and the team had more fun kind of developing in a sci-fi environment, or have you really enjoyed this kind of fantasy historic time as well?
Well, I think that it's refreshing for us to change the approach right now. We created 2 titles in the cyberpunk theme, cyberpunkish setting, let's say that way, sci-fi kind of. And now, it's more grounded, more historical, but also with this horror aspects that are visible there, and it's great. It's something fresh for us, and we feel good about it also.
Yeah, we saw some horrors for sure in the trailer, and speaking about horrors, we've got the kind of backdrop of war and the horrors that entail with that, so a very real idea of horror mixed in with other fantasy parts. But Valor Mortis looks like it leans into that for sure. And what is the idea of war that you guys are exploring here? Is it just kind of to be killed or to kill, or are you going a little deeper with the thinking in that?
Yeah, it's deeper. I mean, it's the horrors of war in general are the main theme for this game, but also there is more than that. We have the message in the game that there are no true winners in war, because everyone loses something, either their lives or maybe their humanity. And in Valor Mortis you have this physical horror of confronting these abominations, but also you have this more psychological aspect where you are a witness of some nightmarish things that are happening during the war. You play as a soldier, as a young British soldier who joined the Napoleon because of the ideals that that Napoleon stood for. And quite fast, our hero needs to reconsider his actions and his approach there, because there is this thing that this corruption is also touching our hero and changes him quite a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like it. Let's talk a little bit about that, because we saw some fleshy lumps and maybe some deadly mutants, and I don't think history actually included those in the Napoleonic Wars, but Valor Mortis certainly does. So can you tell us a little bit about the source of these antique abominations?
That's right. So the source of it is called neptoglobin. It's this enigmatic essence, almost living essence that is consuming the world from the inside. And Napoleonic forces encountered this essence when they were pushing east, basically. So it works like that. When it touches anything, when it touches the human being, like the soldier, for example, they are turned into some fanatical monsters. The animals can be also turned into some twisted predators, and the ground itself is also diseased somehow. So you are fighting not only against the enemy, you are fighting against this force that is changing the world here.
Got you. Within yourself and all around you as well. That's crazy. I mean, in some of the clips we've seen, I noticed that some of your own guys, it seemed, guys in the same uniform, are kind of turning on you as well. So is that kind of a battle that we'll have to deal with as well?
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, yes, you are referring to the Eternal Guard. These are the elite soldiers of the Napoleonic forces, and in our demo you also fight against one of these guys, and they are wearing the same colors, they are fighting under the same banner, but when you approach them, they will show no mercy to you. So they are elite soldiers they are masters of the saber, so it's like a fencing duel that you have fighting against them. And they are guarding the darkest secrets of the Napoleon. So you are able to gather some precious stuff after beating them.
Some good intel in there, nice. I love that little clip. Plenty of room for parries in there, it looks like. I can't wait to try that out. Now, speaking of parries and Souls mechanics, boss fights are obviously so intrinsic with the genre as well. And what has your team's approach been to those, taking them on in Valor Mortis?
Well, absolutely, you cannot have a Soulslike without the proper boss fights. So we designed our boss fights to be quite unique encounters, to be honest. So players need to use all their tools they are gathering. So we have this our beloved saber, and on the left hand, because we have this dual wielding combat system, you can wield your gun or your power, let's put it that way, that we are calling transmutations. For example, you can set to blaze the enemy, and your goal is to combine all of these tools. It's the key to success, basically. So you have to shoot the weak points, you have to parry the attacks, but it's not like that we are forcing players into only one play style. You can also just, when you are master of saber as well, you can just use your saber and be successful too. And yes, in the demo you are encountering this boss. The guy is called General Lothair, and he is very powerful. I mean, he also got a set of tools, to be honest, like 3 guns on his back, and also this giant banner and this sword, and he can grab us and shoot us at the face with all 3 guns.
That is so rude.
So he will be a challenge, and that's how we want to create these bosses, to be memorable, and players should feel should feel pure satisfaction after beating them.
Heck yeah, I can't wait to try it out. Can I come over and have a go at it?
Yeah.
Sick, let's do it. Radoslav, thank you so much for sharing Valor Mortis with us today. I cannot wait to check it out. And guess what? It's Xbox Play Anywhere. Yes! So there truly is no escape from the horror. I mean, I guess you could delete it, but don't do that. Sign up for the community playtest and wishlist it instead.